Something that I know really matters in government, and this is reshuffles and where departments fall. I mean, it's absolutely critical. It's been picked up out of Queensland by the Auditor-General. A lot of concern about the number of cabinet reshuffles you had up there. The most recent one in May. 11 functions were transferred between 10 departments. The fourth time in just 6 years that youth justice has been shuffled around. This is part of the basket case that is Queensland.
It's a significant report, Peter, and it makes for sobering reading. And what it says is that every time you embark on what they call a machinery of government, and all it is it's about dislocating departments, but every time you do that, there is a cost. And that cost is both financial, but it's also the ability for the public service to serve. And when the Premier did the reshuffle, where she moved the same people around into different departments, and they then dismantled some of those departments and put those functions elsewhere. The Premier said, no, this doesn't cost any money and it's business as usual. Well, this report bells the cat on that, and it shows that it costs millions of dollars. But worse than that, it distracts the public service. And you mentioned the youth crime crisis. Well, that department has been put here, there, with different ministers. It's been changed so many times. The only thing that hasn't changed is community safety. That's got worse. And it's 6 months to the day since the Premier announced her latest 10-point announcement. Well, car thefts are up 12% and break and enters are up 10%. That's just in the last 6 months when they're supposedly taking it seriously. It is in dire straits right here.
Yeah, I'll say to my viewers at home, this I know intimately from Canberra, it allows, when you have these constant reshuffles, poor performers in departments to hide, right? The public service just wait out a minister who's putting them under pressure, they get moved on and they then just survive, you know, they don't go anywhere, they're almost protected by the system. So this really, really matters. Before we go, this change of the name of Brisbane coming into the Olympic Games, Meanjin, which is the Aboriginal name, it was touted. The Premier says, oh, it's not going to happen. Well, we don't believe her. She's just renamed Fraser Island. What do you think? If you're Premier David, are you going to do this?
Absolutely not. And the everyday Queenslander would be sitting at home tonight, shaking their head, saying, why on earth is this a priority for government? Think about the issues that are besetting them at the moment. They're struggling to make ends meet with rising power prices. They've got a youth crime crisis, a health crisis. Their kids can't get into a home. And the government's focus is on changing the name of Brisbane? No, that is not a priority for anyone. And people will look at that and see a government that has checked out of doing their job. Get back to work, the lot of you.
I tell you what, if it were more like you, David Crisafulli, the Liberal Party wouldn't be out of government around the country. All the best. Thank you for your time, as always.